Hello there, Paco here. So in this video I wonder, do you really need something like this to make music on the go? Wouldn't it be enough using something like this? Or even, wouldn't it be better? Isn't it nice with all the snow there? So anyways, you always have your phone with you. You're gonna use it anyways. Phone these days got so good. You can sample from the internet. You can do anything. So in this video I want to show you the 3 best apps that you can use to make music in your phone. So there are 3 apps I really like to make music in iOS. This one is called Sampler, this one is called Koala Samppler, and the one, of course, the mighty Ableton Note. So to see which app is best, we are gonna grab the phone, go around the house and try to sample some stuff and try to make a beat out of it. I don't want to make this too scientific, it's gonna be simple, so I'll just take my phone, go to the kitchen and record some stuff. And let's see what we can come up with. Let's start with Sampler. I got my sounds here. Now here in this view you can edit some things about the sounds, you can move the in and outs of the sample points, you can edit your envelopes, you can add some EQ, which I already did for some sounds. And yeah, you can add some effects. These are basically the options you have with the samples. And everything in this app is for samples. So now I'm going to put down a very simple beat. So as you see, it automatically quantizes whatever you put down. You can see here that everything is kind of very well in place, which is good actually, because in the touch screen sometimes it's difficult to like finger drum stuff. But yeah, that's good. So now that there is a kind of basic beat lying around, what should we do? Maybe add some melody or something? We can use this sound for melody. And the way you play chromatically this sample is by going to this little keyboard and then you see that there is a highlighted note. And that means that the original sample is in this pitch. You know, this kind of reminds me to the Tokyo Drift song. So maybe we can just go ahead and play that. It was something like dun, 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 dun. Yeah, we can play that, why not? So yeah, this is only 1 bar, so maybe we could have 4 bars. You can also write down the notes here, but I'd rather play. Yeah. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, that's cool. And now the magic comes when you add, I guess, a few effects. I like the delay effect. Here we can also automate some stuff. We can automate, let's say, for example, the pitch. I think this needs a little bit of reverb for sure. So this song I don't think I'm gonna use it, and I want to have some sort of bass. So I'm just gonna record myself. I'm gonna lower the attack a bit. I might have to put some. Go ahead. So this is going in a kind of direction
direction of the groovy kind of electronic thing. So I'm gonna remove a little bit of the bass, and something that could be maybe cool is to copy this whole pattern, copy and paste, duplicate. So I want to copy and paste, copy. And now I want to go to this one here, and I want to paste. So I mean, this is just an overview of Flip Sampler. It's very nice. I think you can come up with very complex stuff here. I was working all the time in the same pattern, but something you can do is to go in the pattern, and then let's say you want to do this order of the song, so you can kind of build your own tracks. But I didn't do that. I just wanted to show you guys how it kind of works. I also left many functions in without mentioning. Please, Andrew Juan, forgive me if I didn't do it right. But this is just a rough demonstrations of the things you can do. Very cool app. Thanks. Next one.
So next one we are going to check is Koala Samppler. That's right. So let's go get some samples. I really like Pringles, so let's take the samples from Pringles.
Hey there. So we have our sounds here in Koala Samppler. So this one kind of feels like lo-fi kind of vibe, no? So we can start recording some of that. First of all, this is, I think, a little bit simpler than Flip Sampler, and it's also vertical screen, which I prefer, by the way, because I don't know, like being like this. I mean, you can use it like this as well, but kind of makes more sense to me that it's vertical. So let's go for something chiller than before. I think we can do something more like lo-fi-ish. So yeah, like you also have some edit sound capability. You can add some effects, but that's when recording. You can change the pitch, you can edit the in and out points of the loop, you can loop samples, you can do many things, but I think Flip Sampler has a bit of an edge there. Anyways, let's record something. I think also in this one the sequences are a little bit more easier to manipulate and understand. This is too loud. And also something cool is that here you have like a keyboard to play things chromatically, and there you have a few scales. Unlike in Flip Sampler, you also have chromatic, but you don't have like the piano roll. You have this kind of isomorphic or whatever this is called keyboard. But I mean, I'm fine with that. cool. I mean, I don't really love this. It sounds maybe a little bit too chaotic. But just to demonstrate to you what you can do after you have something going, is to that's pretty cool. And also, something cool as well is that you can resample. Something cool is that you can resample whatever it's sounding. You can also resample yourself. Yourself. I mean, that's pretty creative. You can do many creative stuff. And most important of all, it's pretty fun. Okay, so this was Koala Samppler. There are many more things you can do with this, of course, but just an overview. And now let's go to the GOAT, Ableton Note. So the cool thing about the Ableton Note is that you got but many of the synths from Ableton, and that's quite awesome. So if we go to our screen here, when you load a pre-default set, then you get some random drums, synths, and stuff. So here in this one we have 3. We have these drums, we have this synth, which is some sort of bass, and then we have this sampler. So this is by default. I didn't really choose that. I actually like it because sometimes when I open Ableton Note, I don't have like a very straight idea of what I want to do, so it's nice to have some pre-defaults as opposed to the other apps where you only have like empty samples and then you need to fill them out. So here you have pre-default drums, pre-default synths, but then if you want to have your own samples, then you can also do that, so that's pretty handy. So we are going to record some sample and then we are going to play that chromatically. That one. Another cool thing is that you don't have like a in and out point, you just zoom in to the part that you want to play. Yeah, so this is a part I want to play, and then if you slide up, you increase the sample gain, like this, up and down, so that's pretty handy as well. And then another cool thing is that here you can choose what kind of keyboard you want, so you can choose between pads or keys, and yeah, that's cool as well. So I'm gonna keep it off pads. Okay, so that's there. Another thing is that to start recording, you don't have to like press start recording, you just play something, and as you see, it goes into the timeline, and if you want to commit to that, then you press down here. So let's play something dumb. So let's play that. So whatever you play is automatically quantized. Whatever you play is automatically quantized, and if you want to edit the pattern, then you can go back here, and I'm gonna cut it down to 2 bars. So let's play that now. Okay, so that sounds kind of good. So now we can add a couple of effects per track. So this one you can add 2 effects. I'm gonna add some sort of delay. And I think some sort of filter as well. So there you choose your desired effects. Filter. Wow. Actually, what I want is a low pass filter, so I'm just gonna add this with an EQ. Yeah, so let's just use that tone, and in the EQ, yeah, high gain, mid gain. Yeah, something like that. And also from the sample you can edit some stuff in the sampler. So we can maybe transpose it towards semitones. It feels like it sounds a little down. So we can start with that. It's a little bit abstract, but we'll see. So now here you can see that the tempo is 122, and that's automatically calculated from the input pattern I set. So I'm gonna have the metronome just to play the drums. Something I think they should have is some sort of sequencer, because yeah, it's kind of difficult to finger drum in a touchscreen, but that's the same thing with the other apps. So so we can have this sort of pattern here, and yeah. I don't really like this sound, so we are going to change it for something else. Okay, I like this one. This is fine. So that's cool, and we are going to cut down the first bar because it didn't really pick it up. So, but this one is going to stay kind of out, so maybe you can put this in.
you get these fine-tuned controls here. So we are going to quantize maybe, yeah, we're not going to quantize. Actually, what we should quantize a little bit is the drums. Yeah, so let's quantize to 1/16. All of it. Also, this I want a little bit more, not a little bit, a lot more release. This I don't really like now. I don't really like now this the water drop kind of. But I think we need to first kind of quantize everything a bit to maybe 1/16, 1/8. I like 1/16, it sounds a little bit better. Let's try to detune it a little bit. Since the sampler already has like a kind of filter frequency thing, we can actually remove the low pass filter I added through the EQ and have a reverb. Let's try this. Alright, so now we can try to add another synth. So if you just press here, you add a new track. And I don't really know how Ableton decides what to add, but in this case it added a synth, now drums, now chords. So it's kind of random, I think. So yeah, let's just go for this one. So this can be something here to play. Something cool as well is that you can automate any parameter here just by playing it. So I'm gonna automate the filter count. in this little line here how the automation is. So that's pretty handy. And let's just add some extra drums. So this can be lowered down to even 1. And then so yeah, a big quantization. And now here you have your typical Ableton view, which is nice. You can like move around patterns like this. So maybe you can start your own little progression thing, which is kind of what I do. So like if I like this one, then I duplicate this one to the next one, and then I normally go row by row. I start in this row with the intro, then in the second row with the second intro, then and I go down chronologically. So because I think that's pretty handy. Duplicate. Yeah, so this one. How was this? If you want to see what this is by itself. Then you can do Ableton typical stuff. So that's cool. And the coolest thing I think about this app is that you can actually synchronize the sets that you have here with the sets in your computer. And if you're Ableton user like I am, that's super handy because you can start something here and then continue in the computer, but you don't have to like export samples or do kind of, like shady stuff. So like you get the same synths in the computer as you get here, so it's super handy to export from the app to the computer and just keep going there. So yeah, those were the main 3 apps I think you can use. Actually, we've come pretty far with the phones. We can do anything with the phones now, and music is one of those things. So before you spend a lot of money on some kind of groove box or something like that, I would recommend, if you have a cramp for mobile music production, first try with your phone, and then if you want to move on to something more professional, then you can get an OP1 or something. But the apps in the phones are very capable, and if you connect that to a MIDI controller or whatever, then yeah, it's crazy. And as a bonus, I think GarageBand is actually amazing, but I don't know why, but I don't stick to it. But like if you in GarageBand, if you want to stick to GarageBand, I mean, it's got so many sounds and so many drums and so many amps, and it's kind of maybe the most capable of them all to make music on the go, and it's also available for iPad. So yeah, I think GarageBand is very worth trying. but I'm not gonna go over it in this video because I don't really use it much and I'm not very familiar with it. But it's kind of like Logic Pro in your phone, with a little bit less content, but still the basics are the same. So I hope this video was useful to you. See you in the next one. Bye.